Okie dokie. A replay from BBB Tactical Lich versus Bobman on Yield Quick Battles, I believe. And I've been seeing a little bit more of the Empire Witch Hunter recently. So this was a good game. Thought I would just give the Witch Hunter a little bit of love. It's fine. It's fine. Chaos Dwarfs have been kind of dominating my Discord server's best of 3 bot recently. I think the stats we gather on it is an over 80% win rate. But at first they weren't that bad because people were obviously learning how to use them, and it feels like in quick battles they're maybe not that bad because the Chaos Dwarf roster in general isn't that strong. They rely super heavily on a couple mega broken units like Astrogoth, Bull Centaur Renders, Magma Cannons, and Infernal Ironsworn. So if you're not abusing the shit out of those, like 4 units, then the roster in general isn't that strong and can lose you some games. But I feel like as the meta is more solidified, people know what units are strong, and they know how to really get the most out of them. But on quick battles, it looks like Bobman was having a bit of a laugh, having some fun, so he didn't take all mega busted things. We have 5 Chaos Dwarf Warriors, 4 Goblin Laborers, Astrogoth Iron Hand, still the strongest lord probably there. We have some Infernal Guard, Chaos Dwarf Blunderbusses, absolutely love those units. More Infernal Guard, more Chaos Dwarf Blunderbusses, and 1 Orc Laborer. And no Bull Centaurs to be seen. On the other side for the Empire, we do have a front line of Swordsmen, 2 Empire Knights, 3 Empire Knights. We have the Sunmaker, ROR Hellstorm Rocket Battery, 2 Huntsmen, a Shadowcaster with Melkos Mystifying Miasma. No. Enfeebling Foe and the Withering, interestingly enough. Oh, and Pit of Shades. Okay, there we go. A Witch Hunter, and a Boris Todbringer up in the sky. Astrogoth piles in immediately to Swordsman, casts a little flame storm on them, and is going to dance in their ashes. And that Swordsman unit is almost entirely killed off, immediately pushed away before the Chaos Dwarfs even hit the front line. In the back, some Chaos Dwarf Blunderbusses are having a bad time being shot by the Sunmaker. RIP. Chaos Dwarfs marching steadily forwards to meet up with these Swordsmen. Axes raised, axes out, lads. And the Empire will try and hold them back, probably unsuccessfully. Though Astrogoth has jumped forward with Accusation and Enfeebling Foe. Actually, that does reduce his physical resist that he usually has, if I remember correctly. It makes him actually not a great melee combat anymore. 44 melee attack, 2 melee defense. The Witch Hunter's still poking and prodding away at him. Boris Todbringer might have to dive back down. Chaos Dwarves are fully saturating the front line, Spearmen and Swordsmen trying to hold them back, as some are even squeezing through to get to that back area. And these Empire Knights, in the far-flung reaches of space, are just trying to make sure that anything that routes stays routing or gets back to routing very, very quickly. Other Empire Knights also flanking as the Chaos Dwarf Blunderbusses line up and try to get a shot, but uphill they can't see a whole lot. They are turning to fire now. They're turning to fire backwards into the Empire Knights, but a Pit of Shades is going to hurt them and the Empire Knights both. Looks like Liches on top of that and runs away from the Pit of Shades rather swiftly. Hellstorm Rocket Battery running out of ammunition. Boris Todbringer routing more of those Chaos Dwarf Blunderbusses as Astrogoth comes to try and give him what for, but Foe Seeker makes him rather swift. It just wears off now, so Astrogoth is going to get a few free hits on him. The Empire front line held for quite a while, but now we are starting to lose those Spearmen. Some Chaos Dwarf Warriors have found their way onto Huntsmen. And the Hellstorm Rocket Battery is running out of ammo as it finishes off some more Blunderbusses. Empire Knights recharging more Chaos Dwarf Warriors, but the Empire does not enjoy fighting regular dwarves, and Chaos Dwarf Warriors are more expensive, but they do have the same things that the Empire does not enjoy. Extremely high armor, high melee defense. Nah. Empire Knight's just going to piece out of that one after taking a good bit of damage, and Boris is going to walk away from Astrogoth. As another Flame Storm tries to rip through the back line, Goblin Laborers will be running straight into it, but it just wears off, so actually pretty good timing there. Hellstorm Rocket Battery, 1 volley left. Could get a nice sideways shot onto these Infernal Guard if it feels like firing, and that is an elite unit. Good bit of damage onto that. Wow, really nice stuff. He still technically has 1 volley, even though he fired, but it's probably going to be a portion of a volley. Still have Infernal Guard wandering around. They are going to be a tough cookie to crack. High weapon strength, insanely high melee defense, and armor, and leadership. But not armor piercing, not like Boris has to worry about them too much. Big yawn. Empire Knights charge straight into the Infernal Guard, actually get decent damage on the charge for just a bit as the Hellstorm Rocket Battery crew fires the last of their wares officially now. They are out. into these infernal, the Chaos Dwarf blunderbusses. We're now firing downhill, finding it infinitely easier to shoot downhill than uphill, and they will chase off these Empire Knights with just some fleeting pot shots at them whenever they reveal themselves behind his Infernal Guard. In the distance, more Chaos Dwarf warriors getting terror-routed off at Boris Todbringer. Huntsmen and state troops rallying to their, I guess not Emperor, whatever the hell he is, to their Elector Count, I suppose. The Granite Guard get charged from behind, get routed. The Infernal Guard that are nearby can't do very much about it. Empire Knights still chasing around Chaos Dwarf blunderbusses. It looks like there's only one left even available in this 29 models, extremely low leadership. If Boris even flies over here at all, he can probably take them off the field. For now, Lich is keeping his Huntsman safe. Empire State troops chasing off actually a rather healthy Chaos Dwarf. That is a big loss for the forces of Bobman. And this little blunderbuss squad is trying to get their shit together enough to shoot at Boris. Get a couple shots off, but a Pit of Shades is going to take care of them right quick, and they start to run away. Hopefully it wasn't overcast, because it's not really going to hit. Just tickles these other Chaos Dwarf blunderbusses a little bit. We'll see if it's enough to actually rout them. Looks like they will go negative. Oh, it's because Boris is here. Yeah, that would definitely make them go negative. And how else are we doing around here? A lot of stuff routing. Chaos Dwarf warriors just slowly grinding forward, and I'm going to fast forward for a little bit through some of these grindier parts. It's not like Dwarves or Chaos Dwarves. Their infantry dies particularly fast. So Boris is going to cycle route some stuff, tries to run away from Astrogoth, who is chasing after him, and he will successfully get away. Quick fight here onto Astrogoth. Enfeebling Foe, Overcast, which lasts longer, and an Accusation. Just trying to make him a little easier to kill. He's now at 26 melee defense for a moment. Cascading Fire Cloak, negating the effects of the Enfeebling Foe. He's currently getting shot by Huntsmen, it looks like. Now they're shooting over him. Okay, so he's just fighting Boris, and a Witch Hunter is shooting at him. Cool. Boris' heal cap is within sight. Astrogoth is at half HP, kicking tons of ass. And I'm getting a little scared. If Astrogoth can 1v1 Boris effectively, then the rest of this army could just fall. Because Empire Knights can't do anything to him. Huntsmen can't do anything to him. Boris is really the only thing here that could do any work. The debuffs have worn off, leaving Astrogoth with 55-45 melee attack, melee defense. Goes back up to 50 and 60 when he's not being affected by Boris Todbringer's ability. So if he gets below half leadership, he'll take that debuff again. God damn it, stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it! There it is. He crushed the weak. Boris is going to opt out at half HP. Astrogoth's still at about half himself. He's trying to fight the Grey Wizard. Then Boris dives back in. It is a 3v1 for the moment. Astrogoth is fighting mostly alone. We do have a full health Infernal Guard nearby. I don't know. Infernal Ironstorm with their arm-piercing blasting charges at least have a little bit more agency in the game, but the actual Infernal Guard themselves just are so slow and grindy that they usually don't matter in a battle. Boris losing the fight to little Astrogoth. Witch Hunter piling in. He's also used a lot of ammunition. How many does he start with? Like 50 shots? 70? I don't know. This is a lot. Another Flamestorm coming out. It is going to probably finish off these last two state troops that are in the area. Good damage from them, and their leadership's already so low. Then when the Swordsman routes, he'll take his Spearman buddy with him. Probably? No, Spearman rally. Okay. Another Enfeebling Foe. Still Overcast. Really liking that Overcast damage. And Boris dives back in. Astrogoth is still trying to fight his way out of here. And there's just not a lot of Empire support nearby. We have two Huntsmen who are out of ammunition. No, this one actually has a little bit. Anyway, a Huntsman that's out of ammo, a half-health Empire Knight running in to try and help with the single entity duel as Astrogoth has popped the Black Hammer of Hashut, giving flammable and 50% more damage to him across the board. He runs away from a Witch Hunter for a little bit. He has these Infernal Guard. He wants to get back to them, gets inside there so that they can at least peel off the Witch Hunters a little bit, as Astrogoth is now going to take his fight in his support where he wants to. Cascading Fire Cloak barely keeping him in this fight. His leadership is low, and he's not immune to terror, I don't think. I don't see... Oh, for fuck's sake, of course he has ITP, because why wouldn't he have ITP? Anyway, he is immune to terror. Got it, got it. Boris is pushed off once more. The Infernal Guard are fighting. Balance of power shifts slightly back in favor of the Chaos Dwarfs as Astrogoth runs out, gets a cheeky single hit onto the Great Wizard, and then runs back into the fight like, hee hee hee. Alright, he gets a big shot onto the Witch Hunter. A Withering is trying to lower his leadership and his armor at the moment, just trying to get him beneath that negative point where you can actually get rid of him. The Infernal Guard are, for some reason, thinking about routing. Astrogoth is still fighting. More Chaos Dwarves are pouring back in, and these are Chaos Dwarves, not like goblins or anything. And can Astrogoth really mount a last stand here? Boris is diving out to now get rid of some other people. Astrogoth is left fighting random Empire Knights. The Witch Hunters are continuing to fire pistol and sword into these little Infernal Guard. And Astrogoth casts another Cascading Fire Cloak. He does have Killing Fire, so everybody around him is taking damage right now just for being near him when he casts that spell. Boris comes a little bit too close, and Astrogoth tries to get over to him, but Boris ignores him mostly and just terror routes off 2 Chaos Dwarf Warriors. The Infernal Guard are continuing to bump and grind, but they're not having the best time fighting this Witch Hunter at all. Empire Knight's getting real low. Little bit of fast forwarding as Astrogoth and his Chaos Dwarves fight the Huntsman. Astrogoth charges back out to deal with more Empire Knights. As this Witch Hunter is just chilling, man. What's his value at? He's got to have done okay. 800? That's fine. Astrogoth throws down another enfeebling. He gets enfeebling foed, and he throws down a Cascading Fire Cloak. And with that, he is going to body Boris Todbringer despite his lowered melee stats. He just doesn't care. His leadership tanks all of a sudden, though. Whatever the hell that was. Oh, it was the Zufbar army ability. Okay, so that was a cheat. Okay. Because Zufbar, the Chaos Dwarf with the blue banner, has the illegal army ability that you just get for free. So he used it on the Empire Knights. That's not nice. Don't do that. That's cheating. Anyway. Empire Knights trying to pile back in. Astrogoth getting very low. Boris dives in on him, though, and he is going to go negative at last. He is going to rout at last. And without Astrogoth, I just don't think these Infernal Guard have it in them to win the game. As Boris kind of Benny Hills around for a little bit, the Infernal Guard are still wearing stuff down, but without Astrogoth, there we go, the leadership spike comes in, and everybody routs. Alright. If you take the Warhost of Tsar, don't use that army ability. Also, if you're fighting the Warhost of Tsar, you might just want to dodge. No, I will say, I didn't see Bobman using it through the whole game, it looked like just at the very end, but it's like a free wind spell of some cannons and stuff, it's bugged. So, yeah. Alright. Boris, 1,700 value, 3,400 on the Sunmaker. Wow, killing like a quarter of the army. Empire Knights did good. They chased down a lot of stuff. Witch Hunter honestly did fine. Huntsman, meh. Swordsman and Spearmen held for as long as they could. The other side for Bobman, 5,600 on Astrogoth. Infernal Guard struggled to do anything. Blunderbusses struggled to do anything. Chaos Dwarf Warriors did actually pretty fine. And Goblin Laborers and Orc Laborers did good. A GG. Roar. Subscribe, yes, yes.